In June 2019, in the small town of Winden in northern Germany, a middle-aged man chose to hang himself at home. A suicide note was found at the scene. The writing on the envelope of the note was confusing and hard to understand. It seemed there was a shocking secret behind his death. 6 months later, the man's wife, comforted by neighbors, had started to emerge from the shadow of grief. However, the man's son, Jonas, couldn't let go of his father's death. Jonas resented that his father had left nothing behind when he died. Through conversations between the boy and his therapist, an important clue emerged. Jonas seemed to have no idea that a suicide note even existed. So, where had the letter gone? The scene shifted, and the missing letter was found inside a wooden box. Its owner? Jonas's grandmother. Judging by the wear on the envelope and the grandmother's actions, it seemed she had never opened her son's letter. This was clearly strange. What mother could bear not to open her son's final letter? Who would hide it from the family? Unless she had already known her son would die. The letter appeared to have a reason for being opened only at a specific time. Jonas had no knowledge of this. At a school meeting that morning, a major incident had occurred. A student named Eric had suddenly gone missing. 2 weeks had passed, but there was still no progress. The principal hoped that someone could provide a lead. After all this time, it was unlikely anyone knew anything. Altos told Jonas. Eric, the missing student, had hidden contraband in a cave. Selling it at night could make a lot of money. On the way home from school, he invited Martha and her brother to go with him. No one expected that this seemingly low-risk trip would turn into the nightmare of their lives. That evening, the townspeople gathered together, constantly discussing where Eric could have gone. At this time, the expedition team had gathered. What no one anticipated was that Martha's younger brother, Michael, had joined as well. The 5 of them crossed through the forest and quickly reached their destination. Altos searched the cave multiple times but found nothing. It turned out the items were still there. However, Francisca had taken them away in advance after hearing about the plan. At that moment, strange noises echoed from the cave, and everyone's hearts raced. Then, a sudden wave of sound caused all the electronic devices to malfunction at once. Everyone panicked and began to run. In the chaos, Michael ran the slowest. During the escape, Jonas tripped and fell. When he got up, he noticed that Michael had disappeared. Jonas hesitated, unsure whether to go back to look for him. But when he saw his deceased father's face covered in oil, Jonas panicked and ran back home. With the final turn of the clock's hands, the time had finally come to open the suicide note.